Hello folks, this is Sullla once again. Welcome to another video for League of Legends. And somewhat amazingly, I've managed to get the spectator client working. It actually does not record my own games. I can't run League with LoL Replay running right now. But I have managed to find a workaround whereby I can look at some of the high elo solo queue games. So that's what this is going to be taken from. This is going to be taken from a high elo solo queue game. And we're going to be trying to focus in this game on the Shyvana being played in top lane by Nien, the top laner for Counter Logic, CLG Nien here on the loading screen. And in particular, when I went ahead and had the chance to look at this game earlier, this was a great example of how to use split pushing to good effect. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Not so much Shyvana as a champion, although I do like Shyvana as a champion, and I'll talk a little bit about Shyvana. She was played a little bit at Worlds, not a lot, but I believe she was in one game, if I recall correctly, played in that same role as top lane. But anyway, as I said, going to use this as an example of how to play sort of that split pushing role, some of the things that split pushing does in terms of pressure, and go from there as far as things go. This is also a bit of a test to see if this will actually work, because as I said, I am using sort of a workaround here to try to get the spectator mode, to work on previously recorded games. Even though, as of the moment, as of right now, as I said, I actually cannot record my own games because running League of Legends with the League Replay client just causes it to clash. But anyway, so this is taken from, as I said, a high elo solo queue game. A number of well-known players in here. I mentioned that Nien of Counter Logic is in this game. Also, Big Fat Gigi is also in this game from Counter Logic. Some other people that have been floating around the competitive scene, for instance, Cruiser the Bruiser is playing as Thresh in this game. Cruiser is actually also a top laner, but is on support Thresh this game. But anyway, so nothing too spectacular as far as this game is set up. Just wanted to use this as an example of some gameplay. So anyway, a little bit about Shyvana as a champion. When Shyvana came out, she was typically played as a jungler. That's how she's been used most competitively. As of right now, she's not really played as a jungler. When she is played, she's much more popular in that top lane role, and she is used largely as a split pusher. That is just continuing to push, farm really hard, push, and take advantage of trying to apply pressure on the map. Basically, push the lane, shove it up as far as possible, and then look to go off and do counter jungling type stuff. And that's kind of what she excels at doing. So this particular matchup is a matchup between Shyvana and Jace, a bit of an unusual matchup. Jace was, of course, very popular throughout Season 3, did get nerfed quite a few times, and deservedly so, is not played as much nowadays. The biggest issue with Jace top in particular is he's a bit vulnerable to getting dove underneath towers. That's sort of the weakness of somebody like Jace, is because he's not an inherently tanky champion. You can shove up the lane and then dive him at his tower. And we'll see what happens in terms of this matchup. Anyway, a little bit more about Shyvana. Nien is running Ghost and Exhaust. A little bit unusual, but these Ignite summoners do work on Shyvana. She is one of the ones where Ghost is probably better than Flash, at least in top lane. Generally speaking, people typically like to max the W first on Shyvana. That is sort of her bread and butter skill, her burnout. Highlighted here. Basically deals magic damage for 3 seconds, deals magic damage, and speeds you up. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a second, though. We have a gank coming in. However, this gank is going to be turned around by the jungle Rengar that jumps in, picks up first blood. Now the exhaust comes out onto Jarvan. He will fall. That turns into a double kill for the Rengar player, Gaydal. I hope I got that name right. So he picks up a double kill, and this is a very big play early on in this game, because this is going to snowball Nien's Shyvana way ahead in top lane. It's not even so much the 2 assists. I mean, yes, the assists are nice. That's, I guess, about 200 gold on the assists, roughly. But it's the fact that this wave of minions here is going to get denied. It's going to lose about 3 full waves. Well, maybe not 3, but a good 2 full waves of minions on that tower. And that's going to put Jace very far behind in this lane. So he's going to be playing catch up from here. Loses gold and loses experience in this matchup. Okay, so let's look a little bit more at Shyvana. Didn't really have a chance to talk too much about her skills there because we had the early level 3 fight in top lane, which is very common, by the way. Both junglers clearing red and blue and then running the top lane at level 3, and then it's a 2v2. As I said, that's very common. Alright, so let's go ahead and highlight Shyvana's stuff. Again, passive, Dragonborn. Shyvana gains bonus armor and magic resist. This scales with level. It starts at 5, goes up at level 6, 11, and 16, I believe. I think that those are the 3 times it goes up. And the bonuses are doubled well in dragon form. So this is where Shyvana gets part of her innate tankiness from her passive, and she gets, as it says, double the bonus in dragon form. Is innately kind of a melee bruiser type champion. Okay, other skills. I'm going to highlight the E first because Nien has been putting points in this. By the way, all of Shyvana's stuff has no cost. She is solely cooldown based. She doesn't have to manage mana or energy or anything like that. Anyway, but the E here, Flame Breath, unleashes a fireball. It deals magic damage to all enemies it passes through, debuffs them for 5 seconds. Basic attacks deal 2% of their magic maximum health as magic damage on hit. So this is magic damage, as I said. It is a ranged attack. You just saw it right there. See the little flame, little particle above Jace player's head? That's showing that he's debuffed. So basically, ranged attack. It is. Wait, does this still have the armor shred on it? Okay, no. This used to be an armor shred, but it doesn't do that anymore. Just deals damage at range. This is Shyvana's only ranged attack, by the way. Everything else is melee. And then you get that debuff whereby basic auto attacks deal percentage of max health and damage. I believe that the reason why Nien is putting points into this skill is because it's his only way to get ranged harass on Jace. Typically speaking, you would probably max this second, is my understanding. Most players max the W, the burnout first on Shyvana. So let's highlight this again. As I said, no cooldown, no cooldown, that would be pretty broken. No cost to use, as with all of Shyvana's stuff. Deals magic damage per second to nearby enemies. You move faster, 30% faster. That does decay over time. There it is. There's the burnout being used right there. Basic attacks increase the duration up to a max of 4 seconds. And then there's, of course, a dragon benefit to using this too. But basically, this is one of the reasons why Shyvana is a good split pusher. She farms creep waves really hard. She clears them very quickly. She can do exactly what Nien's doing right now, which is run behind the tower and pop the burnout, clear a minion wave quickly. So if you max your W and your E first, then you get really good wave clear, and that's part of the advantage right here. So anyway, Jarvan has shown up. Nien has to use his ult in order to get out, and he does, in fact, manage to get out, and he actually got the double golem while that was going on. So a little bit of counter jungling right there, and that's kind of the basic gameplay style for a top lane Shyvana. Push up, shove your minion wave into the tower, then look to go and counter jungle, and we'll see more of that as it goes along. Alright, I believe that Nien is going to head back to top lane right now because, well, Jace is finally shoving up the lane on his own, and Nien wants to grab these minions before they hit his tower, but notice that his timing is just about perfect, maybe about 5 seconds slow in getting back, but otherwise pretty much just about perfect. Missed one creep there, but not too bad. Alright, so Shyvana's Q, this is her twin bite. This was something that people used to max pretty early, but now is largely left as a 1-point skill, as I understand how people build Shyvana these days. Again, no cost, just cooldown based. Shyvana strikes twice on her next attack, deals bonus physical damage, and that's equal to, what, 80% of her attack damage. It also reduces the cooldown of Twin Bite, or basic attacks reduce the cooldown by 0.5 seconds. Basically, this was a really good skill when people used to build Wriggle's Lantern, because you could get a Wriggle's proc on the Twin Bite. This is also an auto attack reset. You can auto attack, hit Q, and then auto attack again, and that synergized really well with Wriggle's Lantern, but nobody really builds Wriggle's Lantern anymore, so it's not as useful as a skill. People generally just use this as the 1-point skill and just leave it at that. Use it to get in an extra auto attack. Like I said, just leave it there. Alright, and then her ultimate, Dragon's Descent. Anytime Shyvana reaches 100 Fury, she can use this one. And then, as it says, requires 100 Fury to activate. Shyvana turns into a dragon, takes flight. Enemies along her path take magic damage, are knocked back. You passively generate Fury every 1.5 seconds. And basic attacks also generate 2 Fury. And then all her extra abilities get bonus effects while in dragon form. So, for example, Flame Breath has a much larger hitbox, hits enemies in a cone, and Burnout scorches the earth, leaves a burn particle behind, for example. Anyway, Nien went and took red buff, so that's some nice counter jungling here. Now caught Jarvan and is going in, uses the exhaust. However, Big Fat Gigi gets here, a nice charm, going to catch Nien. Now he needs to get out of here, and Jace is going to flash, ignite, and pick up that kill. Please stop, as you see the typing. But Jace picks up that kill and gets the red buff, so buff transfer complete there. And that actually helps the Jace player, Death by Waffle, quite a bit in getting that particular kill. Still, it was a pretty nice play by Nien. He did go 1-for-1 in that exchange. He did force Jace to use his flash and his ignite in order to get that kill. And he did manage to steal the red buff away. Even though that, it did get transferred over to Jace eventually, it was denied to the jungler. And what the counter jungling is intended to do is to starve out the other team's jungler of their resources and to pull pressure onto the top side of the map. So if you look at the jungle comparison, haven't talked too much about that. Rengar is obviously ahead because Rengar is 4-0. But if you look at the gold comparison, 3,600 gold on Rengar to only 2,000 on Jarvan. So has pulled pretty decisively ahead in that category. And that is in part due to the fact that Jarvan is getting starved out of resources in the jungle. And we'll see that continue as this game goes on. I do have the benefit of having seen this before. So anyway, Nien farming it up, clearing, managed to get back to his tower and not miss too much. Which is, again, another one of the advantages of sort of shoving up the wave. Even if you die or get caught, you can oftentimes get back to your tower before you miss all that much. And anyway, managed to get back, managed to purchase, and not miss out all that much in top lane. Alright, so as I mentioned, people typically max W first. Now Nien is actually maxing W first, maxing that burnout, wanting to get the extra, I guess, I'm assuming to help clear the creep waves faster. Note, again, what Nien's doing here. He's bullying this Jace player away, not letting him get to this tower to farm. Again, relatively basic stuff, but maybe, you know, a lot of people are still learning League who might be watching this, so I want to go ahead and highlight that anyway. In terms of itemization, the item that Nien is going for here is going for the Blade of the Ruined King, and that is typically seen today as the sort of core item for a split-pushing Shyvana. So, again, see what Nien has done. He's gotten the tower, he's shoved up his wave, now Jace is farming outside the tower. But what this does is it opens up the red side jungle for Nien to go ahead and push. Of course, it helps that the team is winning elsewhere. It helps that Rengar is really far ahead. But this still nonetheless means that Nien can now run around and just start farming the jungle, taking advantage of that. So that's another camp denied now to the enemy team's jungler. And now Nien is free to just roam around the map, kind of doing what he wants. Note that Jace is stuck back here. Jace has to stay in lane, has to farm these minions, or he'll fall even further behind. That frees up Shyvana to roam around the map and apply pressure elsewhere. And like I said, especially in the top side or red side jungle of the team on the red side of the map. Alright, so let's see. Is this enough gold to pick up Blade of the Ruined King? Let's see. Waiting for it. Let's see. Looking to buy something here. I don't know exactly how much more it cost, but should be picking up any second now. I'm assuming it's 11.25. Nope. Well, waiting for something. Maybe it's 11.50. Nope. Gonna head off to lane. Oh, there, just bought something. There it is. Okay. Perhaps was AFK for a minute there, but there's the Blade of the Ruined King. So attack damage, attack speed, lifesteal, and that passive, that active where you can steal away movement speed and health. So again, very good item for dueling. Anyway, while that's going on, there is a 4-man dive on the bottom side of the map, which is played very well by the red team. We're able to pick up 2 kills, get a double kill, and that was something they desperately needed because they were behind in this game. Watch what's going to happen, though. Rengar has popped his ult, is going to run in stealth, and apparently has something in for Ahri. Going to go in 1v4, but doesn't quite get the kill. Big Fat GG goes down to 20 HP, but did not get that kill. And Corky is impressed, to say the least. Alrighty, anyway, meanwhile on top lane while that was going on, there was a 1v1 kill. Let me see if I can go back and pick that up so we can see what that looks like while that fighting was going on. Alright, so, or actually no, it looks like that was in mid. Never mind. Looks like that fight was in mid. I just assumed it was top lane because Jace was involved and I assumed he was in top lane. But no, never mind. It was actually Lux got the kill 1v1. Should have been paying closer attention to that. But whatever, you still got to see it. Alright, anyway, so now that Jace is dead, that means that top lane is very much open. So once again, shove up the wave, push it to the tower, and again, that frees up the map for more split pushing and more roaming through the jungle. This is very much the playstyle of Shyvana that Gambit Gaming made famous back in Season 2. They really like to run the Shyvana jungle, or sometimes Shyvana in top lane too. They have had Darien play Shyvana in top lane, but more so back when they were still Moscow 5 in Season 2. But very much what that they used to do and really popularized in the competitive scene. So again, shove up the wave, you know, not much, and then rely on going into the jungle. That's another Wraith camp and another double Golem camp denied. And this poor Jarvan player, Redoran, or whatever his name happens to be, he is not a happy camper because he does not have any camps up. Except for this one, the Lizard buff. But note what's happened here. This camp is warded, has already been warded by Nien. So, going to look to make a play on this red. Just waiting for it. It's like, wait for it, wait for it. Note that Jarvan can't see him there. And going to jump in and actually does not get the red buff, but has managed to catch out Jarvan. Anyway, Jarvan's going to flash over the wall, but guess what? I'm Shyvana. I can jump over the wall after you, and just needs to get that flame breath. There it is. Picks it up with the E. Now the red buff transfer has been completed, and now Exhaust comes out. Jace is being slowed by the red buff, and is he going to be able to get out of this? He's running around the tower. No, not going to be able to get out of this. Now Thresh is here, Ahri is here, Corki is here, and guess what? That's all 5 members of the red team pulled up the top lane. So double kill for Nien's Shyvana, and all 5 members of the team pulled up. So look, nobody in mid, Lux is free to push this. Nobody in bot lane, Jinx can just sit here, hit the tower, free farm. So that particular sequence of plays is really, really opened up the map. Let's see if this particular hole is going to get a kill. No, and we're going to see a Thresh flash backwards. And it looks like Rengar's going to make it out. But again, the pressure being applied by the split push is, as I said, just opening up the map for the towers to be pushed in other lanes. And note that red team does not have any dragon control either. Now, dragon's not up right now, but because they're having to devote so much time and attention to that top lane, they are not in very good position to fight for dragon. Look, the Jinx is just sitting here denying minions on the tower, so that's farm that the other team's losing out on. And this tower will go down any second now. Jinx just need 1 auto attack to take that tower. Should go down sooner or later, but in any case, won't be up for long. And in any case, because Corki had to go top, Corki's not bottom, Corki's not farming. Yes, Corki's 3-0, but that means Jinx is down here free farming, even though Jinx pretty much has lost this lane. And this tower is now going to go down. Purple, no, blue caster minions are on it, and indeed it does fall. So, back in top lane. So if you're just looking at KDA, if you just look at kills, death, and assists down here, Nien's numbers don't look that impressive. 3-2-2. Not really all that interesting. But if you look at the gold, note that he is extremely far ahead, has more gold than anyone in the game by a wide margin, by over 1,000 gold margin. And as I mentioned, the amount of pressure that he's been applying has been very, very significant indeed. Anyway, we've got a quick fight down here. Lux Laser going to pick up that kill, a 1-for-1. Meanwhile, back to top lane. Looking to steal away the doubles. Let's see if Nien's going to be able to get this. He's just waiting. You know when this camp gets low, down to 60 HP. No, not going to get it. So Redoran does pick that one up, but Nien is going to jump out, apply some damage, and then go back to pressuring again. Now, for anyone who wants to try to do this kind of thing themselves, what do you need in order to do effective split pushing? Well, you need ward coverage. So note the wards in the red side jungle. Very solid ward coverage right here. So this gives warning if anyone is about to approach, so you can avoid just getting ganked 1v3 or 1v4 or something. So the wards are essential to doing this. Anyway, let's see. Is Nien going to look to dive against Jace? Let's see. It looks like he wants to go for it. There it is. Going to get knocked back by the hammer, but there's the Dragon's Descent. And not going to get the kill, but Jace did lose half of his health bar. And again, look what we've got. Big Fat GG's Ahri has been pulled up the top lane yet again. So once again, pulling more attention to the top of the map. Pulling another member of the red team up here. So what does that mean? Well, that means less focus on the mid lane and no focus on the bottom lane at the moment. And again, ward coverage. Again, you need wards to do this, and the ward coverage is very good. Blitzcrank just added another ward right there. Meanwhile, another camp of double golems getting denied. Once again, that's income that is not going to the enemy team's jungler, not going to their solo laners. And again, you can, the farming numbers tell the story. 156 is way more than anyone else in the game. So this is a game where Shyvana's strengths are on display. As I said, she's very good at split pushing, very good at applying pressure. By the way, check this out. Look at this ward. Spots out Ahri in that topside brush. So doing a great job of just wasting Ahri's time right now. And that's opening up a plays on the dragon, for example, right there. We have the dual hooks here, the Thresh and Blitzcrank. So again, Ahri's just wasting her time up here while the rest of the map is an advantage. There's a pull in, silence, so so Corki can't Valkyrie away. Pulls on both sides, but this is going to get turned around. Blitzcrank's going to go down. And meanwhile, again, 2 members of the red team having to sit up here. So it's just a matter of time until blue team goes and grabs this dragon, which is pretty much free. And it's also giving Jinx time to just free farm down here in bottom lane. So like I said, a lot of advantages being pulled. And look, another camp getting denied. Another camp that doesn't go to the other team. So as I said, these are the advantages of Shyvana. This is where sort of playing to her strength. Her disadvantage is, big thing, is she really offers nothing in the way of crowd control. She has an example. Oh, we'll watch this little duel here. And who's going to get the kill? Jinx is going to pick it up. Actually managed to get a double kill off of that at the same time that Rengar took mid tower. So anyway, as I was mentioning, her strengths are, as I said, good at applying pressure, split pushing. Disadvantages, she really doesn't offer any crowd control. Her ult is the only kind of crowd control she offers, and that's just a knockback, is not really all that good. Anyway, going to enter the fight right here, so that's a 1-for-1, but now Shyvana entering into the fight. Jarvan going to use the ult, but Shyvana just going to jump out of that. Exhaust comes out, flash over the wall from the Jace player. Now Nien's popped his Ghost. Again, he's going to chase this down. He wants his kill. Knocked back by the Jace Hammer. Misses the Blitzcrank grab. Going to get this one. Yes. Picks it up with the burnout. Now there's a flash Thresh grab. Is this going to be enough to pick up Nien? Yes, it is. Not going to be able to make it out. Let's see now if Cruiser can manage to escape. No, he cannot. So that it does end up being another kill traded back. Let's see, Quirky going in, wants his kill on Lux. There is the Silence, Exhaust coming out. Will he be able to pick up one kill here? Thresh misses his pull. No, not going to get it. Jinx will end up getting that kill. And Quirky looks like he went a little bit too deep on that particular little exchange right there. Still, blue team's in a very comfortable position. They're in great shape. And as long as they keep doing what they've been doing, they have really been in control of all the objectives. Again, they've been warding deep in the enemy team's jungle. Now the red team is having to put down these pink wards very defensively in their own jungle just to hold it. If they're able to keep doing what they've been doing, blue team is likely to come out on top. All right, so next item, again, just looking briefly at the build on Shyvana here. We mentioned Blade of the Ruined King first item. Went for Static Shiv second. Definitely makes sense. Again, this is another split pushing item. This is actually the same build that you typically see on Tryndamere, is these two items. Very much a split pushing build, and now looks like the rest of the build is going for additional tankiness and additional survivability. One thing about Shyvana is she's a champion that's a little bit better to stack health on her, just because she gets armor and magic resist already from her ultimate, or excuse me, from her passive. She gets bonus armor and magic resist from her passive, so you don't need to itemize armor and magic resist quite as much on her. You should more be looking to stack health. It's basically sort of the opposite of a champion that gets health. Basically the opposite of someone like Cho'Gath. You know, Cho'Gath gets health for free. You want to build armor and MR on him. Do the opposite with Shyvana, because she gets armor and magic resist for free. Okay, anyway, so again, here's just, again, still split pushing, as I mentioned, maxing W and E first, then maxing Q last, and again, just putting pressure. Now, while this is going on, there's a big 5v4, 4v5 fight down here on the bottom side of the map. There is a kill with a Super Mega Death Rocket by Jinx, picks that up. While this is going on, Nien's like, you know what, I'm just going to sit up here split pushing while you guys continue to team fight down there. So it's a 3v3 on the bottom side of the map, and what blue team wants to do is just keep denying the ability to back. Deny the ability to recall to base for red team, because as long as they're down here, they're not up in top lane. And you know, Nien probably should have just stuck on that turret, but he swung down here to get this additional farm. It maybe would have been better just to stay in top and keep hitting that Nexus turret, but instead opts to go here. Gonna shove another lane. Not a bad option, certainly. Gonna opt to shove this and keep applying pressure. So minions being denied here in top, more minions being denied here in mid, and there's still a battle going on here. Oh, the Lux laser gonna snipe that one. Nice Lux, and oh, the grab by Blitzcrank. Gonna go ahead and grab that. Silence so that Quirky can't use his abilities. Doesn't last that long though. Who's gonna get the kill? Lux is gonna pick it up. Quirky will get one kill, but that's still a very nice play by Blitzcrank. While this is going on, Shyvana's still lurking in the wings here, just waiting to catch out someone. And right there, Jace used his hammer, so that's his disengage. That is his escape. No escape skill now for Jace, so Nien going to come in, going to get knocked, but knocked in the wrong direction. Has the Dragon's Descent up, use the Blade of the Ruined King slow, and going to chase that one down, and then look to get out. So nicely played by Nien right there. A 1v1, and yeah, it has not been a particularly fun game for Death by Waffle. He is 1-6. And Nien is 5-3. If you check out the gold, it's even more one-sided than that. Note that Nien's about 4,000 gold ahead just in this lane, and it's almost as bad in the jungle. It's about a 3,300 advantage for the junglers. Again, the jungler just continuously getting starved out of resources. Like, what camps have even been up for Jarvan to farm? Never seems like he's able to get anything, because he always has a Rengar and a Shyvana deep in his jungle stealing away all his stuff. Now Nien's running in behind the rest of the team. Don't know if he wants to go for this, though. Not on full health, does not have ultimate up, but seems to want it to catch Thresh out here. Not sure if he's going to be able to pick that off, though. Well, we'll see. Keep an eye on this. Anyway, now Blitzcrank is running in. He wants to hook somebody. Let's see. We got a chaotic team fight going on here. Lots of damage being traded on both sides. That's one kill. That's two kills. Now the chase is on the back end of this fight, and it looks like that was another good fight for the blue team. 3 for 1 coming out there. Yeah, just a whole bunch of abilities getting tossed out left and right. Dodges the Ahri ult right there. Out comes the exhaust. Meanwhile, Jace is going to get hooked in by Blitzcrank. Is his Ignite going to pick up the kill? Yes, it will. Picks up one. Now Keith McBrief, the Jinx player, going after GG's Ahri. There is the root coming in from the Jinx traps and going to pick that one off. Actually, Lux gets the kill at the tail end of that, but that's an ace. And this game is rapidly snowballing towards its conclusion. All about almost a 14,000 gold lead right now for the blue team. Shield City indeed with the Lux shield. and the Blitzcrank passive getting triggered. One vote away actually from the game just being over on a surrender vote right there, but this one looks like it's not going to be lasting too much longer. It's just a matter of getting into the base and finishing it off. Wow, we actually know. Red team looks like they don't want this game to end. Going to come and chase out. Lux Laser comes out. Not too much damage. Lux has a fair amount of AP. Meanwhile, Lux is now desperately trying to get out of there. That is a nice use of the Jinx traps to root Jarvan. Still trying to escape, but those shields are blocking a lot of damage. Are they going to be able to chase this one down? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Lux is going to be able to run all the way out. Lux not known for her escapability, but looks like she is in fact going to be able to disengage. And now that jungle Rengar going to be able to go in and look to pick up this dragon. I believe that this is their third dragon of the game. Not 100% sure though, because had to focus in top lane for much of the time. Alright, so Nien is revived. Look, if you look at what he's picked up the Spirit Visage. Definitely an item that makes sense here. Looks like he's just trying to build sort of bruiser-ish, as I said before. Health, magic resist, health regen, cooldown reduction. The CDR is particularly nice on Shyvana because she is purely cooldown based. Does not have any resources to manage. Not really. I mean, the Fury just kind of passively builds up, but is pretty much just cooldown based. So getting cooldown reduction is quite nice on her. Did it really need the magic resist? Not really. The enemy team isn't doing that much magic damage, but it certainly doesn't hurt. The Spirit Visage is not a bad item. Anyway, Jarvan getting caught out in the jungle. Yet again, going to get jumped on by Rengar. There's the Dragon's Descent. Rengar will pick up the kill. He'll use that for his Bone Tooth Necklace. And Redoran, frustrating game for jungle Jarvan. As I said, the other team has been in his jungle from the very start of the game, and with the enemy team's jungler dead, blue team is looking to turn and transition over to the Baron, which again would be a very risky, very aggressive call, because note that this is warded. Red team is well aware of this. The only thing is they don't have a jungler. Their jungler's dead. So as long as the jungle Rengar can hit a smite, as long as he can hit his smite at 900 damage or whatnot, then this is not really that dangerous. They just basically need the jungler not to miss smite. Anyway, the Thresh is going to get hit, misses the pull over the wall, does pick up Baron, and now Jinx with that red buff does a nice job of dodging the RE Charm, and they just need Shyvana to go in and be the initiator yet again, so pops that W for the movement speed, not going to get the kill, will get the assist. Jinx gets it over the wall, so Jinx gets the reset. Now Nien running in, let's see, he has Blade of the Ruined King on cooldown, so will not be able to use that. But Ping's coming out for top lane. They've got the Baron buff. It's just really a matter of shoving in the creep wave, following it behind, and going from there. Look how much health regen Shyvana's got right now with that with the Spirit Visage. Gets it's quite a bit of life back, both from lifesteal and from Baron passive regen. Anyway, Blitzcrank going to try the flash grab, doesn't work. Nien's going to sit in front of the team, just tanking up damage, forcing the red team back. They're all running back towards the fountain. Gets lasered, has to use Dragon's Descent to get out. Not going to be able to escape this Jarvan ult, but he's got the shields from Lux. That's blocking a lot of damage. Going to pick up 2 kills there for none. Super Mega Death Rocket comes out, doesn't get a kill. At this point, blue team really should probably just hit the Nexus and end the game, or hit these inhibitor towers. Going to go 1 for 1 there. Gets a kill on Jace. Now Quirky getting low. He's going to flash backwards into the fountain, but that laser's going to pick off the kill on Jinx. And now Lux has extended a little bit too far. You've got shields, but not enough. That's going to be a triple kill for the Quirky player, Chibi, with whatever that character is for the C there, but picks up a triple kill. Really unnecessary overall, could have easily won the game there, but still probably just a matter of time. So let's go ahead and we'll speed this up a bit and just wait until everybody on blue team revives, because there's not too much more to see right here. Just wait for them all to revive, get back in, and alright, let's go back down to normal speed here now, shall we? Not much point in just sitting there waiting for them all to revive. Anyway, bottom tower goes down. Rengar able to pick that up. Rengar, by the way, rushed Hydra as his first item, and then rushed Trinity Force. So this is very much an assassin-y build on Rengar, which is typically how people are building it. Anyway, that's an aggressive initiation by Nien, considering that his team is not there. Now, Cloud Titus, the Blitzcrank player, in a lot of trouble, but that Lux Laser is going to hit and get quite a few people. Now the front line is falling for the red team. Quirky is getting engaged on, going to be exhausted. Not sure he's going to be able to get away. Maybe he will. Meanwhile, now Shyvana still chasing. Another flash pop. Is Thresh going to be able to escape? Got Shyvana on his tail? No. Nien's going to chase that down, pick that up. That is his 8th kill of the match. And at this point, it's just a matter of hitting the Nexus turrets and finishing this one off. So Jinx and Shyvana, walking Quirky all the way back. Out comes the laser onto Lux. Is this going to be enough? GG's very low end. He will fall. That is another kill for Nien. And that looks like it's going to be it as the Nexus goes down. So not a ton of suspense in that one, but that was kind of the idea. The idea was to show how putting pressure on the map and split pushing can lead the team to snowball a game into a fairly easy win. So that was sort of the goal of this one. Again, I'm aware that a lot of people who've been watching League for a while are probably well aware of this, but wanted to highlight that. Again, note the amount of gold, the 14, almost 15,000 gold here, well more than anyone else, even on the same team, and extremely far ahead of everybody on the red side. So anyway, just a bit of a quick primer there, and a test to make certain that I can actually get this program to work. In any case, once again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope people enjoyed this, and I will see you guys again next time. Until then, have a great week.